Okay, happy Thursday, friends. It's Miss Fitzgerald here again for our math for today. Okay, as always, we are starting with our Unlock the Problem. Matthew had 39 Beyblades. Ian gave him 36 more. How many Beyblades does Matthew have now? Matthew had 39 Beyblades. Ian gave him 36 more. How many Beyblades does Matthew have now? Okay, so we have to figure out what do we know and what is important. So pause the video for a second and think about what we know and what information is important. Okay, so I know that Matthew, I'm going to put an M, had 39 Beyblades. So I'm going to put BB for Beyblades. And then Ian gave him 36 more. So that's what I know. And that information is important because I'm going to need it to help me figure out this problem. Okay, so now we have to think, what are we trying to find and what is the question? What are we trying to find and what is the question? So I see that the question is, how many Beyblades does Matthew have now? So I'm trying to find out after Ian gave him 36 more, how many Beyblades does Matthew have? And then it says, what is the unit? We are trying to find out how many Beyblades. The unit would be Beyblades. Okay, so now let's get to thinking about how we can figure this problem out. So how will we use the information to solve the problem? So I know that Matthew has 39 Beyblades and Ian gave him 36 more. So if Ian is giving him more, then I know that I need to put these numbers together to figure out how many Beyblades Matthew has now. So I'm going to use those two numbers to help me figure out how many Beyblades Matthew has. So now let's solve. So Matthew had 39 Beyblades, then he got 36 more. So if I'm putting those two numbers together, that means I need to add. So I need to add 39 plus 36. And remember, friends, we then always put our answer in a complete sentence. So I just need to restate the question. So how many Beyblades does Matthew have now? Matthew, and notice I always start with a capital letter. Matthew has blank Beyblades. I'm going to put BB, but you guys should write it out. It's just hard to write with this pen on the computer. Matthew has blank Beyblades now. And remember, it's not a complete sentence if I do not end it with a period. Great job. Okay, for fluency today, as we are still reviewing money, we are going to count by nickels and then count by dimes to see which set is worth more. So remember, nickels are worth 5 cents, so I need to count by fives. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So we have 50 cents worth of nickels. Now we're going to count by dimes. And remember, dimes are worth 10 cents. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So dimes, I have 100 cents, which I hope all of my friends remember is the same as $1. So I can write 100 cents or I can write $1. So which set is worth more? The set of dimes is worth more than the set of nickels, right? We had 10 of each coin, but 10 dimes is worth more than 10 nickels because a dime has a greater value than a nickel. Okay, so more money review. So something that we practiced when we were learning money is how we can make the amount of change or cents using the fewest number of coins. Using the fewest number of coins is way more efficient. So let's see. How can we make 42 cents using the fewest number of coins? I want you to pause me and I want you in your notebook or on your whiteboard to figure out how you can make 42 cents with the least or fewest number of coins. Okay, so when I'm thinking about how to use the fewest number of coins, I always start with the coin with the greatest value, which would be a quarter. A quarter is worth 25 cents. So I have 25. Can I use 2 quarters? No, I cannot use 2 quarters because 2 quarters is worth 50 cents. That is greater than 42 cents. So next I'm going to move with my next highest value coin, which is a dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. So now I have 25 plus 10 would give me 35. I can't use another dime because that would give me 45, which again would give me more than 42 cents. So now I'm going to move to a nickel. So I have 25, 35, 40, and now I just need 2 more cents, which I can use in pennies. So the fewest number of coins that I can use to make 42 cents would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. 1 quarter, which is the 5 coins that we use, would be 1 quarter, 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 2 pennies. Okay, we also practice showing different ways to make change. So I want to do 2 different ways to make 65 cents. Go ahead and pause me and see if you can think of 2 different ways to make 65 cents in your notebook or on your dry erase sheet. Go ahead. Okay. So for my first way, I'm going to try to use the fewest number of coins. So 25, 2/4 is 50. I can't use 3 because 3/4 would give me 75 cents. So I have 25, 50. Then I'm going to use a dime, 60, and I just need 5 more cents, 65. So I could use 2/4, a dime, and a nickel to make 65 cents. Now let me try to think of another way. I'm still going to start with a quarter, but I am just going to use 1/4 this time. 25. Now I'm going to move to dimes. 35, 45, 55, and look, 65. So I could also use 1/4 and 4 dimes to make 65 cents. And again, there's other ways as well. So you may have came up with different ways to make 65 cents, which is a-okay as long as you made sure and double checked that it equaled 65 cents. Okay, so we are practicing our addition again today. So I have my hundreds, tens, and ones, my hundreds, tens, and ones. So I'm going to line these numbers up vertically so I can solve them. 456 plus 191. And then I'm going to do my visual model. So I have 4 hundreds, 5 tens, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 ones, and 456. Now for 191, I have 100. I have 9 tens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1, 1. Go ahead and pause, friends, and see if you can solve this problem on your own. Okay, here we go. First, I always start with my ones place. So I have 6 plus 1, 7. And then I have 5 plus 9. So I put 9 in my hand, and then I'm going to count up 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which means that I need to make a new 10 or a new group here. Well, a new 100 right now. A new 10, I'm making a new 100. So remember, I can put my 100 up top, or I can put it at the bottom. I'm going to put it at the bottom. So 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 more 100 is 6 hundredths. So I have 647. Now let me solve using my visual model. So let me count my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones. Count my tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know I need to stop and I need to circle because I made a new group. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 tens. And now let me count my hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have gotten 647 for both of my models. One more practice problem, and then you guys are on your own. Okay, hundreds, tens, ones, hundreds, tens, ones. So I'm going to line these up vertically so I can solve, because I can already tell I'm going to need to make a new group. So lining my numbers up vertically is always helpful and an easier way to solve when I have to make new groups. And then I'm going to do my visual model. So 366 has 3 hundreds, 6 tens, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 224. 2 hundreds, 2 tens, and 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So pause me and solve and restart when you are ready to check your work. Okay, so always starting with my ones place. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I made a new group. I made a 10. 6 plus 2, 6, 7, 8 plus 1 more 10 is 9. 3 plus 2 is 5. 590. Now let me go over to my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I made a new group. I have 0 ones now. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10s. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. Perfect. Our work checks out. Okay, so here is today's work. You are continuing practicing your addition. And make sure you send a picture to your teacher when you are done. Have a great rest of your day.